Good morning. 8:18 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Thursday, October 3rd, 2024. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. So I wanted to do about a 10 to 12 minute update here before I get on the road. About an hour and a half or so, I got to get on the road, drive back home. Got about a 3.5 hour ride to get back home. My son's procedure went good. He got his balloon changed in his G-tube. Everything went good. Got a beautiful checkup. So now it's time to go back home today. I'm glad that we're going back. And then back to regularly scheduled programming. We did get to do 2 lives yesterday. And if anybody was here yesterday during the live, you would recall the exact area that I was targeting, which we're at right now. We circled it. We didn't sugarcoat it. 51.3 cents was that drop down to the 2018 resistance as support. And if this actually holds here, this would be an absolutely fantastic back test here. And this is a targeted buy zone. We're oversold. My relative strength index is inverted. So even though it looks overbought, that's actually oversold here in the 3 hourly on the top. 4 hourly is massively oversold. Daily time frames moved up towards the oversold range, but not quite. That's an engulfing candle all the way to the downside in the daily. So it's a very dangerous candle, but at the same time, this is the first area that it can hold. If it doesn't hold here, we've got a big problem. So let me timestamp this very quickly, and then we'll go into what can happen if this breaks down. We're only going to focus on the technical analysis this morning. Later on today, we'll get into more news in the notes. But right now, it's going to be the technicals. So I don't even remember if I did timestamp this, to be honest with you. So I'm just going to do it now. Good morning. 8:20. No, I think I did. So maybe you'll get 2 intros this morning. Good morning. 8:20 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Thursday, October 3rd, 2024. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. So if I did 1 intro, 2 intros, I don't know. It's been a long couple days. But XRP right now, we are retesting that 2018 resistance as support. It's been a almost 7-year journey to try to flip this to support. And this would be the ultimate test right now. This would be the first time that it actually held with a volatile swing like this without giving it back. But it remains to be seen if that's exactly what's going to happen. If we were to lose 51.3 cents, and like, I'll use this picture for the old title here. But 51.3 cents here, where you're looking, that's on the back test now of that 2018 resistance. And it's been long standing since January of 2018. So is this finally October 3rd of 2024 when we get the proper back test and it finally bounces off of here for good? Or is this just the start of a whole shit show here? If we lose this, our next area of support could be all the way back down at 40 cents. Could be all the way back down at 40 cents in a pattern that started in mid-2023. But that is the floor down there at 40.49. If it decides to flip all the way through, that would be the unfortunate end. It really would. If it comes all the way down there, it's unfortunate. Because then you have a real cycle reset. Then this W reversal is invalidated. But something that I'm going to continue to talk about here is something we drew out a couple weeks ago for when this pattern finally materialized and it ended up, breaking down as it did and yada, yada, yada. So we talked about this a few weeks ago. What if we actually have an inverse head and shoulders setting up and we have right here, we go boom, 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 down to a head, boom, 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 down. And then this is like the shoulder and out. So look, shoulder, head, shoulder, out. So if it's going to stay bullish, you go boom, 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 and it was starting to create an inverse pattern. Now, if it invalidates that thought process, there's not a lot of hope here except going back down near 41 cents. I mean, I'm not trying to say that to scare everybody, but even if you look at the real pattern, look at the uptrend from 2020, that's 41.8 cents right now. So if we can't hold 51.3, there is a real chance we're coming all the way down to 41.8. Now, if we do bounce off of here, this would be a unbelievable area to bounce off of. Do I think it's going to happen? I don't know. All I know is we figured it would come down to here. We drew out the technicals out ahead. So that's what I was seeing. So this was a very big area for me that if it showed any sign of holding this area, there's an opportunity to be made. The XRP Bitcoin pairing's at down 3.49% to the 857 sat level right now. And it's had a spectacular breakdown. The only question is now the technical drop, if we would ever lose this area, was to come all the way back down to 696 if it played true. Like, that's where we get a little bit nervous here. Is XRP done falling, or are we going to have that cataclysmic drop? That's the question we have to ask ourselves. Now, I want to read this real quickly and then I'll release this, but the critical dates for the appeal with the SEC. So Ripple versus SEC critical appeal dates, XRP community can't miss. As the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, officially appeals the Ripple case, the XRP community is now focused on a series of crucial dates that could shape the outcome of this long-standing legal battle. After Judge Analisa Torres ruled last year that secondary XRP sales were not securities, many saw it as a win for Ripple. But controversy over institutional sales has kept the case in the spotlight. Now the SEC's move to appeal brings new timelines that Ripple and the XRP holders must keep in mind. Key dates in the appeal process include the SEC's opening brief, which is likely due December 2nd, 2024. However, the SEC is expected to request a 30-day extension, pushing the deadline to January of 25. Ripple, in response, will file its cross-appeal with its brief due around the same time. Opposition briefs will be due. This is fucked up. Like I said, this case wasn't ending until late 25. I've been talking about this since 21, and we talked about this, and now that it's actually playing into fruition, I think a lot of people are just going to give up. Wrongfully so, but I think a lot of people are going to just exit the stage left. Ripple, in response, will file its cross-appeal with its briefs due around the same time. Opposition briefs will then follow with deadlines in early February 2025. Though Ripple may extend this until March 25 and beyond. By late March 25, reply briefs will be filed with oral arguments likely scheduled for September and October of 25. A final ruling from the Second Circuit of Court is expected no earlier than January of 2026, though experts suggest a more likely outcome in March or April. The experts are always wrong. They're always full of shit because they're not experts. They're just looking for a little clout. That's what I've learned. They're all full of shit. March or April, excuse my friends, of this year. Should the case progress beyond this point, it could take an additional 1.5 to 2 years to reach the U.S. Supreme Court, potentially extending the legal process into 27 or beyond. As revealed by legal expert Fred Wispoli. When did I say XRP was going to have its real run? 28 to 32. Just do the math. Why would I say 28 to 32 is when the real run comes? All this bullshit that's in front of us. I knew this wasn't over. We all knew this wasn't over. Everybody kept telling me until they were blue in the face the SEC couldn't appeal. They wouldn't appeal. Why would they appeal? In my entire lifetime, the United States government has never taken a chance to appeal, to use taxpayer money to try to prove a case that they know they're wrong on. It happens every time. They try to exhaust the other person they're suing, and they just use our own tax money that they reprint. But think about it this way. If you want a reason to be pissed, just understand the U.S. government and Ripple are working together. They shook hands. Think about it. Ripple has the escrow dump. Just hear me out. 1 billion XRP comes out of escrow, right? The price all of a sudden goes up 13% right before the escrow dump, from 58 to 66. Ripple dumps 1 billion, 200 million they sell up front. 800 million they lock back up, which means when they sold those 200 million, we'll say they sold them at 64 cents. They have to rebuy back 800 million to lock up into escrow for December of 2027. How ironic when they have to buy it back that the SEC would now appeal, not before they release the escrow, not during the escrow dump, but they give them 2 full days to do their business. And then the SEC comes out and talks about the escrow dump. The price has dropped better than 24% here in the last 3 days. So you guessed it. Ripple gets to buy 800 million tokens back up for a significant 21% discount after just selling them for 64 cents, now rebuying them back for 52 cents. Do the math. Do the math. If you don't think some bullshit goes on here, you have not been paying attention long enough. If you're afraid of trading XRP because you're always losing, you're not trading the right way. Not one person in my audience should be losing money ever on Ripple or XRP. I can tell you for a fact we bought at 34 cents in 23, we bought at 38 cents in 24, and we sold the ones at 38 cents when it got all the way up to almost 66. Except what we put in the cold wallet that just sits there. There is no reason to be down any money on XRP ever. It's the single easiest token to trade. Everybody gets so mad, but I'm telling you the truth. XRP is the single easiest token to trade. How else would we have been able to make such an easy profit on Friday over the weekend on a leverage trade just to sell it on Saturday night, Sunday morning, and to predict this drop down to this 50? I mean, come on now. For anybody who's been watching, you should not be frustrated. I circled it. I said, this is where we're going. There's no reason to buy in between. Hell, I don't even buy over 40 cents. But this was an area where I'm like, you know what? This could be a swing trade if it plays and develops properly. So pay attention to this. We were massively oversold, but do I think it's just going to rally unabated? I don't know. But I can tell you, so many people are getting emotionally fixated on what's going on here with certain elements that are irrelevant. Some people are giving up. You know, I had somebody comment to me yesterday. You know, I bought XRP when it was having the rally at 66 cents, and now they made a message about how they've lost so much money and yada. Why would you buy at 66 cents, especially if you're watching me? I told everybody, don't buy this. What the hell would you buy that for? Like, it doesn't make any sense. People watch me day after day after day. They didn't want to buy it on Friday when it was at 50 or 58.5 cents when we bought the leverage trade, but they'll buy it at 66 cents after the fucking 22% move. These same people now are down 22% now. They'll never trade XRP again. If you spent $10,000 in 3 days, you're down $2,200. You shouldn't have been buying. You shouldn't have been buying. That's where education and information comes into play. I'm XRP Future Millionaire. We're going to continue this very passionate discussion tonight when we do our live, because a lot of people need to hear this. There's a time to buy XRP and there's a time not to. You must pay attention 24/7 here. If you're not paying attention, you're losing all your money. It's that simple. Video description below and our pinned comments, BITUNIX and our HOTCOIN. You can trade XRP worldwide, every state in the USA for spot, with the lowest spot fees worldwide. Now, you can leverage trade as well. You don't need a KYC or VPN for HOTCOIN or BITUNIX, but if you send a receipt from a bank account, you're going to need to do a KYC. That's the way it works. But if you're doing leverage, I highly encourage you to use BITUNIX. Not that I don't like HOTCOIN. There's just a little difference in the fee settings, but as I've said before, HOTCOIN allows higher leverage on most pairings, which the more leverage you use, the higher fee there's going to be because you're just borrowing margin. And they have more ecosystems. So I encourage you to download BITUNIX and HOTCOIN and trade on those exchanges. That's where I trade, only where I trade. So have a blessed morning, everybody. And if you're one of the people right now that are going to comment, XRP's the biggest scam in the world, I'm sick of losing money, you're looking in the wrong spots. You're paying attention to the wrong things, and you're watching the wrong influencers. The number one critique I get from people, your numbers aren't right. Everybody else says it's going to $2, $3, $4, $5, $10,000, and you're telling me it's going to go to 10 to 20. You're full of shit. No, what I am is I'm a truther. These other people are full of manure. So it's up to you. You can either lose all your money or you can stay transparent. Have a blessed morning, everybody. Hashtag be better, do better in the comments if you made it till the end.